Next up, Joe Budden's is sleepwalking naked.
Yeah, I ain't seen the video. The video I keep seeing is of some other guy. It's like it don't look like it's Joe Budden. Now I don't know what there's a video out of some man walking in the yard. It don't look nothing like Joe Budden. This man got hair on top of his head. Like but
I don't think it was a yard because he lived in an apartment. So yeah.
What? So he exposed himself. Is that what it was?
No, he apparently was butt naked sleepwalking. Like didn't have no clothes at all. Like butt naked.
I don't want to laugh because I mean people sleepwalk.
I sent you the document. Well, I sent it to the group, but like, it alleges that he was.
I don't know anybody that has said they sleepwalk. Obviously, I don't.
Apparently Joe Budden does.
I mean,
that's what he's saying.
But that's scary. That like you can go through a whole mode of just like, you know what I'm saying, maneuvering around here and there, whatever, and you like not even realizing what you're doing. So
they said that he.
Go ahead.
Like they said that he legit was like trying to put a code into the other door and couldn't get into the other door and just turned around and walked back into his spot.
That's scary as shit.
If I was a sleepwalker, I wouldn't sleep naked because I sleepwalk. But maybe he got naked while he was asleep. I mean, I don't know how it works.
Maybe he ain't take his meds. I mean, technically, you sleepwalking. You feel what I'm saying? You sleepwalking. You feel what I'm saying? Nah, but
I've never been naked doing it when I wasn't supposed to be naked.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like I just know there's medicine for things that he wasn't off his meds. But I'm just glad he didn't hurt nobody. Or I'm glad nothing happened where he got hurt, because that could have ended very differently. Like you picture a motherfucker trying to get in your house talking about they sleepwalking. Nigga, what?
Now on the flip side,
they're like, brother, that's gonna end bad for you, my boy. Yeah. It's gonna be bricks. It's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, somebody getting stabbed, all kind of shit. So like, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about sleepwalking,
I mean, it's been some tragic situations, not necessarily sleepwalking, but people like walking into the wrong crib. Like rest in peace to Bryce DeJean Jones. I was Iowa State basketball player. Yep. That was playing. He was in the NBA, went to the wrong crib and walked in. Dude blasted on him because I mean, what he's supposed to do? Some random dude walk in your crib, walk in your bedroom. He did. He was like,
I ain't hear that. I thought you
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was playing. I believe he's playing for the Hornets. But yeah, he walked into the wrong crib because he was kind of faded or whatever or whatnot, and went to the wrong place, and dude blasted on him.
And things like, and again, things like that, like you just said, you can't knock or be.
Yeah, he's playing for the Pelicans. Yep, he's playing for the Pelicans
because you went to the wrong house. Like that's the kind of shit that be like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what's gonna be. I mean, obviously he's a big person in the entertainment industry again.
I was gonna say I was gonna get the other side. Joe Budden says he was sleepwalking, but he says this is a way for them to try to get him because he records his podcast there. He said that they've been trying to get him out of that space for a minute because it's always cameras there and people coming by and this and the third. So he's alleging that this is just a way for them to try to get him, not just necessarily going to jail or anything, but to get that could be a violation of him living there, and that now he would have to move.
It's like a apartment studio type deal or something like that.
I mean, it's where he records his podcast. They just be sitting in the room. This shit ain't no, you know, it's a couch that they be sitting on.
I guess my question is was he taking a nap naked? Like what?
I mean, it was nighttime, so the nigga was asleep. Like,
and he's sleepwalking.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's alleging that this is just a way for them to get him out of that space, so that they can get, you know, they don't want him living there anymore. So this is just
really a nigga that, like, I was a Joe Budden fan before I was a Fabulous fan, and
were you really?
Huh?
Were you? You be making some decisions, boy. Like you was a Joe Budden fan off of what? Pump It Up?
Like more so. I would say his freestyles than his actual albums. I couldn't. I remember he had this mood music series. I remember he when the whole shit was going on between him and 50 when he broke up with Tahiri, and that shit was like.
I thought Fab was already out by then, though.
No, I'm talking about like they was all under that same umbrella. So it was like Clue was put out the mixtapes, and he would have him, Fabulous. I forgot who the other nigga was, but like they would just be on.
Dog, I feel like it's back like what? It's back in like what? 01? Like 2000?
Shit, I gotta look up when Move Music came.
Because I feel like Fab was like a real artist by the time I was in college.
I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying like,
he just like Joe Budden's more. Okay,
yeah, like the freestyles would come out, and then like to just think about like where he was, and like he was fucking with Eminem for a minute, and then the shit it just never.
Oh yeah, Slaughterhouse.
You know what I'm saying? When they did their Slaughterhouse did their
first Move Music came out in 03.
What'd you say?
The first Move Music came out in 03.
Move Music. I remember.
When did Fab come out, bro? I'm like Fab was out before then, wasn't he?
Fab, well, are you talking about like he was out on that Earl? You know what? He was on that Professional DJ Clue mixtape.
Yeah.
He's part of Desert Storm, but that's like 98, 99. But
yeah, I'm like, I knew Fab long before I knew Joe Budden. I'm like, I
didn't get put on some Fabulous, I don't think, till like 2000, my senior year of high school.
Yeah, I think Fabulous came out the first single. Let me see his first single, because I think the first song he might have been on, was he on the Lil Mo song first? Was that his first one before his album?
Was Keeping It Gangsta first?
Yeah, I think y'all know who Keeping It Gangsta. Yeah,
but I know that Lil Mo song was like Superhero.
Because Superhero, both of them came out at the same time. So 01 is when he dropped his first official single, Can't Deny It. And then Superman was the other one.
I was good, I was good in college. I'm like, I lived I was in college when Fab came out. I remember Joe Budden from Pump It Up, I guess, which was You Got Served. Mm-hmm. Ain't that the movie?
Yeah. I mean, like again, I say to say it was just crazy to think about where he was in rap and like doing the BET cipher and all that kind of shit to like where it is now. I'm just like, damn, bro.
I mean, like, he's retired. I mean, he's retired.
He legit said, like, he said, I got sober and I lost my love for writing rhymes. Like, I remember he said, I forgot what podcast that was. He said, I got sober and I lost my thing for writing rhymes. And then obviously he said the saga between him and Tahiri, and then I think he was on Love and Hip Hop for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. Yeah. So
I will say this: Joe Budden was definitely like trying to stream and do stuff like that long before anybody. He was like he's a trendsetter when it comes to that. And there's no diss to Joe Budden. I think Joe Budden can rap and stuff. I'm just saying, I just wasn't a big fan of his.
You would. The thing about it is, if you ask somebody about Joe Budden, you would remember him because of that. Right, you remember him because of the podcast and what he's been doing since. But like, yeah, man, like, I mean, again, I ain't saying like he just wanted him to go.
He had some really good. Like, he had some songs that if it would come on, I would listen to him. Like, yeah, this dude could spit. But it
was that was him. That was Eminem. That was Joe Budden. Was that Schoolboy Q?
No. It was Slaughterhouse was, oh my God. I was saying Crooked Eye, but no, not him.
Crooked Eye was on there. Crooked Eye was on Slaughterhouse.
It's names that we should know too. Like I'm just having a brain freeze.
Royce the 5'9".
Royce the 5'9". Yep, that's the name that I was thinking about.
But yeah, I forgot the other ones. But yeah,
Yellow Wolf wasn't a part of that, but he was Yellow just Wolf around there.
Motherfucker too. Yellow Wolf was in there. I remember that. Yep, I remember that. I just remember that cipher. And I remember they was all just kind of giving where he was like, hi, Rihanna, you know what I'm saying? That little shit he was doing, Royce the 5'9". Yeah. I thought Schoolboy Q was on that shit too. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe
ain't no telling.
Crooked Eye was from the West Coast. One of them niggas.
It was niggas from every. He had like a nigga from everywhere, like
all over the place. Fucking Eminem, dog. Yeah, man.
He might have dropped the ball with Slaughterhouse. I don't think that they reached their full potential.
He was drugged out. They was all on drugs. They couldn't see. Niggas couldn't figure shit out. I mean, he tried.
Have y'all? Since we talked about music, have y'all listened to Missionary? Any of it?
I did. I actually did. I did. I was so.
It ain't doing it for me, man. I might be too. I thought it was. It ain't doing it for me.
That's my thing. This is, and I guess we can kind of segue into Drake and Kendrick. But like when Kendrick dropped GNX, it's GNX, right? GNX,
yeah.
Kendrick dropped GNX. That like set a bar for where you would want to hear if you go listen to a West Coast rapper that you ain't already listened to. You would hope that it would kind of mirror that layout of kind of flow that Kendrick was doing. And with Snoop, it's like yo uncle. Like it's like your uncle was listening to. Like I would hear Snoop's album. Oh, you know how them old niggas be riding the motorcycles?
Here we go.
That's where I would hear Missionary at. That's where I would hear Missionary. If I'm driving around on Fallon or some shit like that, you see a motherfucker on the motorcycles like this, riding around, you know what I'm saying? That's
with the radio on the outside.
Yeah. Well, you would hear Missionary, dog. Like, it was so crazy because I remember, so he was on First Take promoting his album. And of all people, I love Molly to death, but of all people, Molly she just be saying stuff sometimes. And she was like, I remember being there. I remember she said, I started with you doggy style, and now you bring me Missionary. And Stephen A was like, whoa. It was like, you started with me on doggy style, and you brought me in with Missionary. I was like, yeah, that was on national television.
It was a great play on words with Doggy Style being the first album, and then but
yeah, I did, Molly. I really did. But I'm not a fan, bro.
Snoop might be the
again.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
But also, I can't tell you the last time I've listened to a Snoop album. So this is kind of it's like,
was it? I mean, when he was doing the Pharrell stuff, I would listen to like Beautiful and all that. Like I would listen to that.
And that's a single. You couldn't tell what album that was on.
Yeah, true. You're right.
I will say he had a song with R. Kelly. I mean, hey, fuck it. He had a song with R. Kelly that was oh fuck, I can't remember the name of the song now. I listened
to a little bit of Snoop Lion when he was doing this. He had a song. Eddie Murphy was doing reggae too. Snoop was doing reggae and Eddie Murphy was doing reggae, and they got a song together. I think that was, it wasn't that bad, bro.
I guess with Snoop, he's reached a status where it's doing.
He can do anything he wants. Snoop can do whatever at this point.
He's not doing it to push a narrative or get a message out. Like he's just putting out music because that album don't go there. I love Snoop to death. That album don't go like for example, because we when you go to GNX, it gives you, you know what I'm saying? Like when you go to like, who else dropped the album? Who else dropped the fucking album?
Lil Baby. What you don't like Wham either? Wham.
It's cool. Who hard is me? It's cool. I'm gonna give you the first three tracks, bro. Then after that,
you down listening to Wham.
After that, I'm gonna tell. Listen, this is growth.
Listen.
After I've listened to a year's worth of just Kendrick and Drake going back and forth, and then you get GNX, and then you get it's hard to just like focus on like some lyrical shit that ain't speaking to me, right? Like so, when you talk about the Snoop album, it was like, yeah,
it feels a little. And how do I say this? Snoop is my generation because I grew up listening to Snoop, but I technically shouldn't have been listening to Snoop when he came out. No. Like I wasn't a teenager. I didn't know nothing about Doggy Style. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking. I wasn't having sex. I wasn't doing any of that when Snoop came out. So Snoop actually is like my cousin's generation. Like
Snoop album ain't it.
Does that make he just been out for hellas? Like, but like Murder Was the Case and all that. Yeah. I was
that's 91-92.
Bro, yeah. I'm 10, 11. So like it's out there. It's out there. But that's not what I grew up. I didn't party to that. I didn't live my experiences aren't to that song. Does that make sense? Or aren't to that Snoop?
Makes sense
Snoop
to say
like
that this Snoop album ain't it.
man, it's basically
You should have stayed
Snoop.
doggy style. Hey,
He's basically
style, girl. You should have stayed doggy style. You should have went missionary. Sometimes you gotta stay doggy style.
No, man.
I mean, it's not a bad album. It's just
it's not a bad album. It's dated almost. Like it's not. It's for the generation right before me. I feel like niggas that's 50 gonna probably love it.
It's for them
like 50
motorcycles like this.
50
and ride
like 55-year-olds. They probably love it. Like the niggas 10 years older than me. Like my big cousins. They probably that shit hard.
I bet you.
But like,
you got a motorcycle.
It ain't for me.
Do you got a motorcycle?
No, he doesn't.
Them motherfucking cruising motorcycles. When you get to the red light and you hear that fucking missionary, yeah, that's where it is.
So
it's not for me.
We still got to talk about it. Drake dropped the new freestyle, Irish Man freestyle. Yeah. I'm gonna go to you first.
Fighting Irish. Yeah.
Listen, man, you gotta go to me. But I will say this: like, I like the freestyle. I'm anxious to hear what him and Conductor put together. I think that this whole thing with like even when you talk about Drake, like, and then I'm sorry, the quotes that people are talking about with LeBron, I didn't take it as I think somebody said he was trying to like talk about his, I guess, relationship with his wife or whatever it was.
He threatened that man. Sucker shit, boy. But you talk. I'm sorry. I got upset. I apologize.
I don't take it as that. I take it as an individual who truly, like, when you go through some shit like that, beef, whatever you want to call it, you realize who's on your side and who's not. When you get back to making the music, you express yourself how you go do it, and you go from there. Obviously, you realize that the music you make, lyrics are going to be taken apart, how they're going to be taken apart. But I had no problem with the freestyle. I like that shit. I want to hear what it's going to be like on actual, like, some beats conducted to it, because I couldn't really hear the shit because it was, like, recording or whatever. But I think somebody told me, like, well, he was trying to shout out Brian and mess up his relationship. I said, I mean, actually, nah, because if you think about it, Pusha T was the first person to mention that when he talked about the Yes Jules shit. Like, he didn't even. I think this is more about what LeBron stands for. You got him tatted on your arm. You got Weezy tatted on you for the sake of, like, you want to achieve greatness. You want to achieve the level of where they at. Cool. So you put them on your arm. So when you do that, you expect, and maybe that's a fault of Drake, to think that, you know, because I did this, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm a fan of yours, because we work together, whatever. You said it yourself, no friends in the industry. You know what I'm saying? After coming off of a battle with Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shows that there's really not a loyalty to you that you can invest and think that people are going to give you the same energy back. Sometimes you got to take a hit like that and keep it moving. Now, as far as, you know, how you feel about it, then that's to each his own. Daryl owed me a check for this, so I need y'all to start supporting the watching. You know what I'm saying? If you like what you see, you know what I'm saying, mess with us. Scroll up, see what you like. He'll have the subjects listed. But yeah, Daryl, cut my check.